Alright guys, today we have some Monster Energy Supercross 5 stuff to go over. The season pass, the DLC for the game was revealed. And you should see it on screen here as we talk about it, but it's actually pretty interesting, and I thought it would make for a pretty good conversation because the first part of the DLC, it's the stuff, they've done it since Supercross 3, and the first part of that you see for the season pass, it feels like filler, you know, like in a battle pass when you get this extra junky stuff that you don't really care about. It's just a fill for the levels to get in the battle pass. That's kind of what it feels like. It isn't anything that I really care about, but the second part of it has a US Open track, which is pretty sweet because they haven't done the Monster Cup for 2 years, I believe now. So, US Open track, I'm pretty sure it was in the 90s when they last did the US Open. Now they do the Monster Cup, or they used to do the Monster Cup. And I think that's pretty cool. I'm really curious to see what track it is, but yeah, so the track is pretty sweet, and they have two different Legends packs. And I'm not really sure what that's going to mean because I do show you we did get a Legends pack in Supercross 3, and it had 5 different riders in it. And I will show you that because this is probably the most important, or not most important, but the most interesting part about the Season Pass and the DLC they plan on releasing post-game launch. And in the first pack, which is coming up here, or the first time they did this, we got 5 riders, and we got Millsap, Stewart, Ferry, Johnson, and Langston. And all of it was pretty cool, but I would say the Ricky Johnson was probably the most interesting because that bike, first of all, was only 2-stroke, and it was completely reskinned, right? And so I'm really curious to see what they do with these Legends packs. This is from Supercross 1, and this is the Ricky Carmichael Mod by Leone291. And this is kind of what I expect, I guess, them to do, is give us Legends packs, but most, if not all, the riders in the pack are more, I don't know if more contemporary, but the point is, I feel like they might give us a Ricky Carmichael. I mean, what I want to see if they give us Ricky Carmichael, for example, is him on his KX250 2-stroke. But I have a feeling it won't be that way because, as far as we know, the KX250 isn't even in the game. Now, maybe they surprise us and we get, you know, with the Legends pack, we get the corresponding bikes to fit the pack. You know, if we get Ricky Carmichael in his KX250 days, they give us a KX250 skinned, you know, to the correct bike and how it should be. And that would make that DLC so much cooler, right? I mean, they already have the 2-strokes in the game. They just have to work out whatever deal it is with Kawasaki or with Feld or whoever to make it happen. I mean, we have had a KX125, or pretty sure it was a KX125 in MXGP, but not in Supercross. But they are already putting, from the sounds of it at least, they are putting the 2-strokes just in the base game, not as DLC this year. So maybe it will be that way, and that's what I prefer to see. And you should see a picture on screen of the version of Ricky Carmichael that I'm talking about. And another one that I think would be interesting that you can't really leave out would be Jeremy Mcgrath. And I want to see him on his Bud Light Yamaha, right? Anybody else remember that? I want to see him on his Bud Light Yamaha and have it be correct. You know, I don't want to see a Jeremy Mcgrath, you know, character in the game, but have him ride around on a 2021 YZ250. You know, I want it to be the actual bike. I mean, you probably see it on screen, but I highly doubt we get that version. But it would be so weird if they leave out Mcgrath and Carmichael. I mean, another option they have would be to do like Ryan Dungey. You know, that's pretty recent, so they could just put him on a KTM 450 because it's in the game already, and just make it, you know, the way it was when he last rode, or whatever year they decide to go with. But, you know, yeah, that'd be cool, but Ryan Dungey was already in the game. He was in Supercross 1, and I know it was a while ago, but I really want to see him go farther back and add those bikes and skin the bikes and the riders in the game the way they should be. Like we already said with Ricky Carmichael and the KX250, or Mcgrath on the Yamaha, or, you know, whatever it may be. Even put him on a CR250. Put that in the game. They had the... Did they announce that already? Are they adding CR250s to the game? They were, I believe, in Supercross 4. Excuse me, as DLC, but I'm not sure if that's been announced yet. I know they were showing like showcases of the manufacturers and the bikes. I don't know if they've done Honda yet, but they had it in Supercross 4, so they could do it. But I don't know. I'm really curious to see what you guys think. Somebody was asking me, I believe his name was Cringed. I'm not sure. You were asking to get some thoughts on this, and this is kind of how I feel. I feel like it will be cool no matter what, but it would be so much cooler if they do it the way we were talking about. Not just a reskin of the rider in the game of whoever the legend might be, but actually go back far enough to give us like the KX250, or, you know, the whatever it may be, you know. I hope we get that. I hope it's not just very recent. You know, they gave us, you already saw it, they gave us James Stewart, but it would be cool if we could have gotten a James Stewart on a KX125. I want to see it. We've seen it in mods for PC, but a lot of you guys play on console, and so you don't have access to that stuff. This could be cool. This could be a really sweet DLC, or it could be a pretty big disappointment. I'm hoping we're surprised and they put in some decent effort to make this Legends Pack DLC cool, and the US Open track. I hope they pick a good one and then give us a good Legends Pack, and then we can run those 2 Legends Packs on the US Open track on our 2-strokes, you know? Go back far enough where most of the Legends you pick are on 2-strokes, because if they're not, they probably have been in previous Monster Energy Supercross games, right? So yeah, that's how I feel about it. Curious to see how you guys feel, but you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.